Okay, the question is how to get better at cross starts. And it really kind of depends what the limiter is, because there's a number of things that could be the limiter. So is it the initial kick off the line? Is it the first kind of 30 to 60 seconds? Is it the first lap? Is it just getting clipped into your pedal? Is it call-up position, or where you're choosing to line up kind of on the grid relative to the first corner or relative to other riders? So there's a lot of factors here. You can certainly train 30 to 60 second power. That would be that initial kick off the line. That's very trainable. But I will say, if that's something that you've worked on, a lot of times the best way to get your 30 to 60 second power up is just to rest. You'll get that kind of high turnover kick will kind of rebound with fresh legs really well. So if you're tired, your 30 to 60 second power is going to be a bit governed. Certainly you can practice clipping in, getting that, hitting your pedal the first try, and getting a high turnover really quickly. That's, you can practice that. That will help. When you line up, you want to make sure that you're in the right gear, and that means during your warm-up you need to do a few kind of practice starts off the line, because your gearing is going to be impacted by the surface, by the grade. So once you have the opportunity to try that, you'll be able to dial in exactly what gear is going to be right for you. Also, I would say, particularly if you don't have a really good call up, or you're not standing, in the best spot on the first row, really make sure that you are, or try to line up on the side of the outside of the first corner, because that way you have some wiggle room. You can carry more speed through that first corner, do less braking and accelerating there. And most people will kind of dive to the inside of the corner. If you take that corner wide, you can often carry speed and pass a handful of people there. Certainly if you're starting on any kind of gravel, anything, scrabbly, rough surface, kick away any loose sand that's under your rear tire, so that when you do your first hard pedal stroke, you're not spinning the rear tire, with that first bit of torque into the wheel. Certainly there's workouts that specifically address cross starts. So something like 30 seconds all out into 60 seconds at 20% over threshold, so into 5 minutes at threshold, something like that. So that would be like a 6.5 minute interval, and you would do, 4 to 6 of them, kind of maybe 8 of them for a super experienced rider. You can race kind of single hot laps. So create a course somewhere, and instead of doing hot laps, back to back to back, you just do a single hot lap, like it's your first lap of the race, kind of on repeat. And that way, you are fighting as hard as you can for the first corner, then really protecting position through kind of the first half of the lap, and then kind of settling into race pace. So those are going to be, really similar to that 6.5 minute interval. It's just a more organic version of it on a dedicated course. You're going to get more out of that if you have a closely matched friend that you can really battle with, or you could if you have a friend who's not super closely matched, you could set it up with a bit of a handicap. One person has a little bit of a head start, something like that, so that you're all those same principles apply, but now you are actually racing for that first lap. So those are a few things that could kind of help you with cross starts, but ultimately it really does kind of depend, because there's a lot of factors at play, things that could affect your ability to have a good start in a cross race.